My mother died on a Thursday morning in October. I found out at 7:14 a.m. My phone rang while I was standing at my kitchen counter eating toast over the sink, the way I always do when I'm running late. I didn't cry right away. I want to be honest about that. I just stood there, toast in one hand, phone against my ear, and I felt the floor shift under me. You know that moment when the world tilts and nothing makes sense? That. Mom and I were complicated. That's the word I keep using because the real words are harder to say out loud. She loved me, I know she did, but she kept a secret for 40 years that would have changed everything about how I understood my own life, and she took it to her grave. Or she tried to. Because 2 weeks after we buried her, a man knocked on my door in Charleston, South Carolina. He had my mother's eyes and a letter in her handwriting. I need to tell you what was in that letter. This is that story. My name is Caroline Marsh, 38 years old. I teach 10th grade English at Wentworth High School in Charleston. I drive a gray Honda Accord with a parking sticker that expired in March. I keep meaning to update it. I haven't. I have a cat named Fitzgerald. He knocked a pen off my kitchen counter the exact moment I opened the most important letter of my life. Typical. I tell you these things because I want you to understand who I actually am before this story makes me sound like someone whose life was always about to be upended. It wasn't. My life was deliberately ordinary. That was the point. My mother, Eleanor Marsh, believed in quiet dignity above everything else. She grew up in Charleston, old family, the kind with good manners and less money than the manners suggested. She married my father, Thomas Marsh, when she was 24. He was an architect, kind man, gentle. He died of a heart attack when I was 11, and after that, it was just us. Mom and me in the house on Trad Street, white columns, azalea bushes along the front walk, the kind of house that looks like it's keeping secrets just by standing there. I think about that now. I think about what that house knew that I didn't. Here's what she was like as a mother. She was at every school play, front row. She made biscuits from scratch every Sunday morning. She drove 4 hours to Clemson University every parents' weekend. Never missed one. But there were things she never talked about. A whole section of her life, before my father, before me, simply off limits. I asked once, I was maybe 16, "Mom, what were you like before Dad?" She looked at me over her reading glasses, set down her book. I was someone who made mistakes and learned from them. Now, do you want biscuits or not? I said yes to the biscuits, and I never asked again. I understand now why she deflected, but understanding something doesn't always mean it stops hurting. Mom was diagnosed with early-stage Alzheimer's 4 years ago. She was 68. I moved back to Charleston, left my apartment in Columbia, left my routine, hired a part-time aide, Gloria, to help on school days. I want to be clear. I didn't do this because I expected anything. I did it because she was my mother, and some things you just don't walk away from. The Alzheimer's got worse. By year 2, she sometimes forgot what day it was. By year 3, she forgot where she was. But she never, not once, forgot who I was. Even in the worst moments, she would look at me and say, "Caroline, you're here." Like I was the one thing she was holding on to. She died on a Thursday morning, in her bedroom on Trad Street, the way she wanted. I was making her tea when Gloria came to the doorway and looked at me. I knew before she said a word. I carried the tea down the hall anyway, set it on her nightstand, still warm, sat with her for a while. Just us. I thought I knew everything about my mother. I was wrong about that in ways I'm still figuring out. Her attorney was a man named William Pryor, third-generation Charleston lawyer. He called me the week after the funeral. "Caroline, I need you to come in, when you're ready, but soon." His voice had something in it I couldn't identify. careful, like someone holding a glass of water very steadily. I went in on a Tuesday. His office smelled like old books and lemon polish. He offered coffee. I took it with both hands because my fingers were cold, even though it was 64 degrees outside. He opened a folder. "Your mother came to me 18 years ago," he said. 18 years ago. I was 20. Sophomore at Clemson. Terrible haircut. Roommate who played guitar at midnight. She asked me to help her establish an irrevocable trust. Everything. The house on Trad Street, her investment accounts, her personal property. All of it placed into trust. Named beneficiary. You. Sole beneficiary. No conditions. Yours. "Okay," I said. Thank you. That's what I expected." He nodded, but he didn't close the folder. "There's something else." And I felt it. That floor-tilting feeling. Again. "Your mother left a sealed letter to be opened at the reading of the will. She wanted you to read it first, alone, before anyone else entered the conversation." He slid the envelope across the desk, her handwriting. "Caroline, read this first." I picked it up. "Is there someone else who should be here?" I said. He folded his hands. "That," he said, "is exactly what the letter explains." I want to stop here for a second, because at this point, sitting in that office, I had a choice. Open the letter right there, or take it home. What would you have done? Drop a 1 if you'd open it immediately, right there in that office. Drop a 2 if you'd take it home, alone, in your own space. Because what I chose, and what was in that letter, changed everything about what happened next. I took it home. Fitzgerald was on the kitchen table when I walked in. He looked at the envelope, then at me, then knocked a pen off the counter. I sat down, made coffee, drank half of it standing at the counter. Then I sat back down and opened it. Her handwriting, careful and deliberate, the way it always was. "My darling Caroline, if you're reading this, I finally stopped being a coward. I should have told you this in person. I tried, more times than you know. But every time I got close, I thought about your face, and I couldn't. So I'm telling you the only way I know how. In writing, where I can choose every word, and you can take all the time you need to feel whatever you need to feel. In the summer of 1982, I was 22 years old. I was in love with a man named Daniel Whitfield. He was from Savannah. Charming, complicated, completely wrong for me in every practical way. We were together 8 months. Then I found out I was pregnant. Daniel wanted to get married. I said yes, and then, 2 weeks later, I changed my mind. Not because I didn't love him, but because I knew, with a clarity I still can't fully explain, that this was not the life I was supposed to live. I was 22 years old, and I made a decision that I've spent 40 years trying to understand. I gave him up. I gave our son up. His name is James Daniel Whitfield, born March 14th, 1983. He is your brother. He has known about me since he was 30. His adopted family, the Whitfields, are good people. Daniel's aunt and uncle raised him as their own. He reached out to me 8 years ago. We've been writing letters since then. He knows about you. He has always known. He has also always known that the decision of whether to tell you was mine to make. He has waited, patiently, the way good people do. I'm sorry it took me this long. I'm sorry you're finding out from a letter instead of from me. But I need you to know, everything I built, the house, the accounts, every small thing, I built for you. Not from guilt, from love. The kind that doesn't require an explanation and doesn't ask for anything back. You were always the clearest thing in my life, even when I wasn't the clearest thing in yours. I love you. I'm sorry, Mom. I read it twice, then set it down. Fitzgerald jumped onto the table and sat directly on top of it. I let him. I stared at the wall for probably 10 minutes. Then I picked up my phone. Called William Pryor. "The letter," I said. "Yes," he said. "She had a son." "Yes." "I have a brother." "Yes, Caroline. And he would very much like to meet you. When you're ready." I looked at Fitzgerald. "How long has he known where I live?" 8 years. "And he waited." "He waited." I sat with that. A man I'd never met, my brother, had known about me for 8 years and chosen to wait because my mother asked him to. And he said yes. I didn't know what to do with that. I still don't entirely, but it was the first moment I understood something about the kind of man James Whitfield was. And there was something else, something she didn't even mention in the letter, something William Pryor told me as I was leaving. He cleared his throat. "Your mother, she asked James to be present today. He's in the waiting room." I stopped walking. "He's here?" "He wanted to give you as much time as you needed. He said, and I'm quoting, 'I've waited 8 years. I can wait another hour.'" I stood in the doorway of that office for a long moment. Then I said, "Send him in." He had my mother's eyes, exactly. The same gray-green I had looked at my entire life, looking back at me from a stranger's face. He held out his hand. "Caroline." Not a question. He didn't ask a thing. He just knew me, like he'd always known me. "James," I said, and we stood there on the sidewalk outside that office in downtown Charleston for probably 5 seconds, which felt like much longer. "She talked about you," he said, "in her letters." I didn't trust my voice, so I just stepped back and said, "Coffee?" "Please," he said. And that was how I met my brother. He sat at my kitchen table. Fitzgerald immediately jumped into his lap. James looked down at him. "I'm allergic," he said. "I'm sorry," I said. "It's fine," he said. And he just let the cat sit there, didn't move him, didn't complain. I made note of that. We talked for 3 hours, and I want to be honest, it was awkward, genuinely, profoundly awkward. The way any conversation is when two people are figuring out what they mean to each other without any of the years that usually build that. He grew up in Savannah, civil engineer, married, 2 kids, a boy named Thomas and a girl named Eleanor. I looked at him when he said that. "Eleanor." He nodded. "I named her before I knew that was your mother's name. Found out later. Kept it." I didn't know what to say to that, so I said nothing, which he seemed to understand completely. He told me about the letters, 8 years of them. "She had beautiful handwriting," he said. "I know," I said. "She told me about your father, Thomas. She said he was the steadiest person she ever knew." "He was," I said. "She said..." He stopped, looked at his coffee. "She said she spent a long time thinking she'd made the wrong choice, in 1982, and then you were born. And she said she understood that some choices don't have right or wrong. They just are what they are, and you live with them, and you love the life that came from them." I pressed my hand flat on the table, breathed. "Did she say anything about me?" I said, specifically, about me. He looked up. "Almost every letter," he said. "She said you were the best reader she'd ever known. She said you were stubborn in exactly the right ways. She said when you were 7, you corrected a crossword she'd filled in wrong, and then explained why you were right, for about 20 minutes. I laughed. Actual laugh. Out loud. I hadn't laughed in 3 weeks. "That sounds right," I said. He smiled. He had my mother's smile. I don't know how to explain what that felt like, to see her face in someone else's, someone who had been out there in the world the entire time, carrying the parts of her she never showed me. I want to pause here because I have a question for you. My mother kept this secret for 40 years. She did it, I believe, out of a complicated love for everyone involved. Do you think she was right to keep it a secret? Drop a 1 if you think she should have told me sooner. Drop a 2 if you think some secrets are kept out of love and deserve to be understood that way. Because I've gone back and forth on this more times than I can count, and I'm still going. Before James left that afternoon, he reached into his bag, pulled out a small box, set it on the table. She sent me this 2 years ago, before the Alzheimer's got bad. She said if anything happened to her, bring it to you. She said you'd understand what it meant. I opened it. Inside, a pearl brooch. Small, simple. I had seen it my entire life, in her jewelry box, on her lapel at my father's funeral, at my college graduation. Her mother's, I said. Yes, he said. She said she wore it to every important day. She wore it to my graduation too, James said quietly. I looked at him. She came? She sat in the back, didn't introduce herself, just was there. I held the brooch for a long time. My mother, at 2 graduations, in 2 different cities, 20 years apart, sitting in the back of one of them where no one knew her name. Just there, because she needed to see that he was okay. I understood that. That was who she was. She showed up, even when no one knew to look for her. The estate settled 6 weeks later. Everything, exactly as she'd arranged 18 years ago. Mine. James had known about the will. She'd told him, in a letter, 2 years before she died. She wrote, "Everything goes to Caroline. This is not a statement about what you mean to me. It is a statement about what I owe her. Please understand that." He did understand. He told me that at our second meeting. Coffee again, same kitchen, Fitzgerald in his lap again. Still allergic, still didn't move him. "I want you to know," he said, "that I never expected anything. I found out about you when I was 30, and the only thing I ever wanted was to know if you existed. Not money, not the house, just you. Whether there was a sister out there somewhere." I looked at him. "And?" I said. "And there is," he said. "Apparently she's stubborn, and she teaches English, and she has a cat who doesn't respect personal space." "That's accurate," I said. We sat with that. "What do we do now?" I said. He shrugged. "I think we figure it out. Write our own letters now. Or texts. Texts are probably easier." "I'm a better writer than texter," I said. "That sounds about right," he said, and I was smiling. Actually smiling. 3 weeks after burying my mother. Sitting across from a man I hadn't known existed a month ago. Smiling. I went through her things slowly. 6 months of slowly. Every drawer, every closet, every shelf in that house on Trad Street. I found the letters. His to her. Her drafts to him. 46 letters. 8 years. I read every one. And I want to be honest, that was hard. Not because they were painful, but because they were her. The her she hadn't shown me. The one who was uncertain and wondering, and sometimes funny in a dry, quiet way that I recognized immediately, because it's the same dry, quiet way I am. She wrote to him once, "James, your daughter Eleanor has my grandmother's name, and apparently my grandmother's stubbornness. Please give her my sympathies. She'll need them." I read that sitting on the floor of her bedroom at 11 p.m., and I laughed and cried at the same time. The way you do when something is exactly funny enough and exactly sad enough to hit both at once. That was her, right there, in a letter to a son she couldn't keep. Still herself, still sharp, still present. I missed her so much in that moment I couldn't breathe. Then I got up, made tea, and kept reading. James and his family came to Charleston in the spring. His wife, Sarah, his son, Thomas, 9 years old, serious eyes and strong opinions about baseball. His daughter, Eleanor, 7, who walked into my mother's house on Trad Street and immediately said, "This house smells like someone used to make really good things here." I stopped walking. Because she was right. That house smelled like biscuits. It always had. "Yes," I said. "She did." Eleanor looked at me. "Were you sad when she died?" "Eleanor," James started. "It's okay," I said. I looked at her. My niece. "Yes," I said. "I was very sad. I'm still sad, but I'm also glad she existed. Does that make sense?" Eleanor considered this seriously. "My fish died," she said. "I was sad,
but also glad I had a fish." "Exactly," I said. "Okay," she said. And she walked past me into the living room like that was completely settled. James looked at me. "I'm sorry," he said. "Don't be," I said. And I meant it. Here's what I want to tell you. My mother kept a secret for 40 years, and I spent a long time trying to decide if I was angry about that. I've landed somewhere that isn't anger and isn't complete forgiveness. I've landed at understanding. She was 22 when she made that choice. She was 68 when the disease started taking her. In between, she showed up. Every Sunday, every parents' weekend, every important day. And she showed up for James, too, in the ways she could. Through letters, through a graduation in the back row, through a pearl brooch in a small box. She loved both of us. Imperfectly, quietly, completely. And I think that's the most human thing about her. She was more complicated than I knew. More fearful, more loving, all at the same time. And now I have a brother who named his daughter Eleanor by accident, who let my cat sit on him for 3 hours even though he's allergic, who waited 8 years because someone he'd never met asked him to. That's not nothing. That's actually everything. If you're carrying something right now that feels too complicated to explain, I want you to hear this. The people who love you can hold more than you think. Give them the chance. Don't wait until there's a letter. If this story sat with you today, you already know what to do. Next story is about a woman whose ex-husband took everything in the divorce. The house, the car, the savings, every single thing. What he didn't know was that 3 years earlier, she had opened an account in a different state. Not to hide it, but because something in her already knew. And when the divorce was finally signed, she made one phone call. I'll see you there.